Absolutely loved our effort and energy. 1 through 11, even the guys who were sitting out were great on the bench in terms of their attitude, their body language, their energy, their communication. I thought we played the right way. We didn't play pretty, but we played the right way. It reminded me a little bit of last year's NCAA tournament game in the second half against Colorado. It was just kind of one of those games. We missed some layups. We missed some dunks. Thought we had some good looks, especially early in the game. The game was at our pace or tempo early, and then I thought, their zone, they played a lot of zone at that point. It kind of slowed us down a little bit. We got a little bit tentative, so we'll have to take a look at that. But I was really proud of my guys for their effort, their attitude, how hard they played. Loved the fact that we got punched in the mouth on an 8-0 run to cut it to 2, and then went right back on an 11-1 run. Thought our defense really turned it up a notch. I thought John with 15 rebounds. I don't think, DB, if we had a guy get 15 in a game not in my 2 years, he was all over the glass. Thought that Ray made big plays late in the game. Ray was all over the glass with 3. So, these guys really competed, not just these two, but, our entire team. And I was really proud of our effort and attitude. Tomorrow, we have the day off, and we went 8 straight days of practice or games. It's the longest stint that we've had. So, these guys will probably tell you they're looking forward to that. I always tell them to eat, sleep, hydrate, and study. And hopefully they're doing all 4 of those things tomorrow on their day off. Questions for the players?
No, not quite that high. It was actually Ray. I think Ray got me. He came in a little hard, so it was all right.
John, just talk about committed to the offensive class, whether it's getting rebounds, what's happening now. Is that something different than what you've had in the past?
No, I've always tried to use, my athleticism and just trying to get in there, get around guys, and anything of tipping it out or grabbing it myself. I've always tried to, but just, today I just found a lot of the holes there and just got, was able to just get up there and tip them out or grab them. So, it was just something that, the coaches have been telling me every day in practice, go rebound, offensive rebound. That's one of the keys for us. So it was just one of those that, I just found my way in there a lot today.
When you're going up against a team that big, John, with that kind of size, what's the key for you? You're a tall guy, not a big guy like some of those guys. What's the key for you to get in there and make things happen?
A lot of it's just, trying to find the gaps, my coaches call it torpedoing in there, just, especially whenever they're in that zone, so they don't really have a guy and they're just kind of in a space, so you're able to just get in there and just create something. Or if guys, as soon as they turn their head to look at the ball, just try to, figure out where the bounce is going to be and just go in there and just, just jump as high as you can pretty much.
John, is it easier then to get offensive rebounds against the zone?
Some people would think so. It just kind of depends because there's no one obviously right next to you whenever the shot goes up for the most part. So, it is a little bit easier. Some teams work on it more than others. So, it just kind of depends.
It's tough for you to do what you want to do, creating offense when they're in a zone like that where you're not able to move around it as freely as you can with the ball.
No, we practice against zone almost every day, and I think we got some good plays for them.
John, it was pretty violent with Capo Bianco in there. It was kind of like a wrestling match between the two of you guys sometimes. How hard is it when the ball comes in and then you have to take your hands off? Is that like an instinct you've been building up? Or?
Yeah, it's one of those things we've been working on just with, a lot of the new rules, fouls and hand checks, things like that. Yeah, we've been working on that in practice every day. Coaches have been on us. As soon as, in practice we get hands on them and they'll call a foul, things like that. So, we're all working on it. Obviously we're still got a little ways to go, but yeah, it's just one of those things that you just got to keep working and hope that we get it down.
John, what did you think of Ray's putback dunk?
I didn't really see it that well. I was more right underneath it than anything. But, from what I hear, it was really nice. So.
I told Ray he saved Tracy because Tracy took an early shot there with the lead on the shot clock. I said, you need to go tell Tracy you just saved him with that play right there.
You had a couple opportunities yourself to put something down. You couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. But I know Ray and Joe each got one, so they had my back, so that was nice.
Ray, there's something else that maybe the cameras didn't see. You had a double ball fake where twice you tried to get the defense to leave its feet. That was one of many, many highlight reel plays tonight. Where does that come from? Because it's probably not the kind of thing that's taught.
They was real good at blocking shots, and their bigs kind of stepped up and tried to block a lot of shots. So, coach told us a ball fake and tried to use it.
Well, it wasn't the most efficient game, but you guys seemed to stay aggressive through most of it. I know that's a word you guys have used over and over again. Just talk about that attitude and how you guys are kind of taking that on.
I mean, Coach told us, like, don't play, like, with fear. So, I mean, just being aggressive the whole game is something he wants us all to do. So that's what we all try to do.
There were times where you got kind of fiery out there. So just talk about what that competitiveness does to your game.
Just, I guess, just get our whole team hype. I mean, when one player makes a big play, I mean, a good play, I mean, we all try to cheer and just get hype.
Ray, did you feel like you had that three-point play late in the game? Was that a moment where you felt like you had to take over the game? Did you make a big play on that possession?
I mean, my teammate, I forgot who it was one of the guards, either Tracy or Jalen, looked up and threw it, and I just felt like it was a time that we could attack, and we had an advantage. So.
Anything else for these two? Okay, I'll let them go.
John, could you just talk about Ekey? He had 15 rebounds that he got his hands on, or that he gathered up, but he gets his hands on so many other balls too that he redirects or tips.
Yeah, he's so valuable. I mean, just, you know, he knows. I played him tonight. I played him at 3, 4, and 5 within the 40 minutes of the game. He can, you know, switch up ball screen coverages throughout the game and be able to think and adjust. And, you know, obviously he's a really good shooter, and we'll continue to see that moving forward. He hasn't even shot the ball like he shot the ball in practice. I have unbelievable confidence in his ability to make shots and the decisions that he makes. You know, he takes care of the ball. He knows our defensive schemes inside and out. He played 3 positions tonight. He gets extra rebounds for our team, gets us extra possessions. You know, I mean, he does a lot of things that show up on the stat sheet, obviously, when you see that 15, but he does a lot of things that don't. Very reminiscent of McLaurin from the intangible perspective. You know, I'm so thankful, you know, that we have him.
Blood on his head. Is that what it's going to take maybe sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's the way it is, Marcus. I mean, you got to sometimes, you know, it's just we had to grind that one out, and the game wasn't necessarily at the pace we want to play as fast as possible. I thought early we had good pace, and then our pace wasn't as good. Give them a lot of credit for that. But I thought overall we did a great job on the backboard, much improved from Sunday. And, you know, we were playing, in theory, a larger, taller, more girth team. And I thought we did a better job of blocking out. We were active on the offensive glass. I thought our defense really ratcheted up late. You know, I just thought our effort was really good, and I love the fact, like I said earlier, we had to respond to that 8-0 run. That's good for this team to understand, because that's going to happen. I mean, you got to have poise, and I thought we were really poised.
How big was John's shot there at the end of the first half then?
Well, I thought our guys did a tremendous job at end-of-half execution. You know, if you think about it, they had the ball there. We forced a timeout. We switched defenses and subbed. Then we forced the turnover. You know, then we go down, ball gets knocked out of bounds, then we execute the play, one of the plays that we work on, and Tracy did a great job. Option 1 was covered, and John was option 2 on that particular action, and he had great poise on the like a 3 or 4 count there, close to getting to that, and he didn't panic and made a good read. And then, you know, we were fortunate, obviously John made a shot, but I thought that was a big momentum swing, those couple possessions there. I thought our end-of-half execution was really good.
We're working on offensive rebounds. Is tipping the ball out part of what you work on? Or
well, if you can't get it, you want to tip it. You know, I say that to him all the time. Obviously, John has a gift with that, and you know, part of it's just having the determination to go every time. You know, that takes great discipline and mental toughness, and you know, obviously, John has both of those qualities.
Early in the bench tonight, you didn't get a lot of scoring from that.
Yeah, we didn't. Obviously, late in the game, we went with some of the veterans there with the 2-point game, and those guys really stepped up. But our freshmen are getting better. I thought Morgan gave us a physical presence and a body in there against their size and his double-digit minutes that he played tonight. And, you know, some other guys, even though they didn't play as many minutes, you know, as they would probably like, and that's okay. I tell those guys if they want to play more, I would hope they would say that. You know, I don't want to coach guys that are like, hey, I'm cool with that. You know, I don't want that. So we'll figure out a way to keep making them better. We do need them to impact the game more, and I'm confident that they will moving forward.
Tracy wasn't always efficient. Maybe he was too aggressive at that one possession, but he kind of had some possessions where he just kept things alive and actually.
He did. He had a good look in his eyes tonight. You could tell he was ready to go. I think he was disappointed in his defensive performance on Sunday on the grade out sheet, especially for a veteran. And he's a pretty competitive kid, so when he saw that, Tracy instantly is a guy that, you know, wants to do better, and, you know, he's a great kid. So I love coaching him.
How much does your team change when Nana's in foul trouble?
Well, obviously we don't want him to be in foul trouble. I mean, you know, tonight I rolled the dice a little bit with 5 and change, and it was a close game, and I was trying to get it to under the media, and just my instincts. I try to follow my instincts as best I can, and I felt like I needed to go with him at that point. And, you know, obviously he fouled out, and then Mav ended up coming in and giving us, you know, some quality minutes there and possessions down the stretch. But Nana's an important part of what we do, you know. Tonight, I mean, he's made so many turnaround jumpers and jump hooks in the last 4 games, and in practice, you think everyone's going in, and tonight they didn't go in early. You know, we missed layups, we missed dunks, he missed turnarounds, we missed wide open shots. And sometimes, you know, that happens. You know, we you know, certainly want to make all of those, but I always tell him that you've got to defend and rebound if you want to be a consistent team. You know, shooting can sometimes be fleeting in a particular game. So tonight was one of those games where we had to rely on our defense and our rebounding.
How important, Coach, was a game like this, a close game late in the second half, only up by 2, the experience level for the younger guys, and even for just as a team, since there's a lot of new guys?
Oh, it's great. You know, all 3 of the games and even the have posed us different challenges and different things that I think, you know, our deal is we always operate with big picture in mind, you know, in terms of where we're going and, you know, what we have to go against and different styles. And I think it's great, you know, for our team. You know, we talk a lot about getting caught up in the process and letting the results take care of themselves, that if we do the right things on a consistent basis and we do them with great effort and energy and passion, then, you know, we'll figure all the other stuff out. You know, I didn't think we were great in some of those intangible areas on Sunday, so we challenged them here for a couple days, and like I thought they would, they responded.
Ray had some big shots, some big plays. Just talk about what his presence is doing, you know, to your team.
Well, Ray's very versatile and does a lot for our team at the defensive end. Taylor, he does it at the offensive end. He's a competitor. He's a tough kid. He's, you know, physical. He rebounds. Tonight he was 3-0 assist to turnover. I mean, he's really a multi-dimensional player. You know, when Ray's mind's locked in and he's ready to go, I mean, he's a load.
Anything else for Coach?